It's so rare seeing a family with 11 children and all are having the same disability. These family members all cannot see. They all depend on their mother, yet some of them are even too old. But since they cannot see, it became a barrier that they are never given any job opportunity. With that being said, the mother is the one supposed to take care of everything, whether cooking, feeding them, and other more activities. She's here worried that the day she won't be here, her children will suffer more. But what really happened to all these children? Were they born blind? Or did some people poison or make them go blind? We took a long journey and came to this far village here in Kenya to know more about their life. This is an extraordinary family. Agnes is the mother to 11 children, and she was so unlucky that all her children, starting from the firstborn to the lastborn, all have visual impairments. In other words, they're all blind. Since she's a single mother, she's the only one supposed to look after them, despite the fact that some of them are even old. But they still cannot do a lot, and almost every activity here is done by their mother. She has to wake up daily and start doing all home activities, which includes cleaning the house, washing clothes, cooking the food, and more. She adds that it's becoming too much work and she's getting older, and the older she gets, the weaker she becomes. But she's forced to do everything, because if she does not do it, then there is no one else to do it to her children. After giving birth to my first child, for the first 3 days, he cried and opened eyes as usual. But after a few days, I stopped working and we tried different ways to fix that problem, including taking him to hospitals for early treatment, but failed. They say that eyes were totally damaged, that they can't restore his sight. The old woman kept producing many children and hoped to produce a normal one, but all her children were born with that condition up to the 11th, who is the last born. Here, she was worried, wondering how on earth this is possible. Some people thought that maybe this is a result of witchcraft, and others thought of evil powers. It's kind of tricky because whenever she's pregnant, doctors always tell her that she'll produce a normal baby without any health problem. But when time for giving birth comes, she always delivers a blind baby. She even tried digging deep and wanted to know why always her. She asked her parents whether this condition might be hereditary, but none of her relative or sibling ever had this condition, except when they grow older and start losing sight due to old age. As any parent, she took her children to schools, but having attended normal schools where they studied with other normal students, it has always been difficult for them as they needed special education. But that would require a lot of money. And the result was that they could not study without writing, by just memorizing, and that would not make a bigger impact in class, and they always failed to complete with fellow students, and could frequently lose and become the last ones. And her children ended up dropping out. Raising 11 children alone is a difficult task, mainly providing their meals, which is the tough challenge she faces, as they need to eat daily, and they don't work, and no one gives them some job opportunities since they're blind, and all has to be on their mother's shoulders. Surviving is difficult, and she's here requesting for the support. One, she needs someone who can train her children and teach them some skills that would help them survive in case she's no longer here, or even in case she gets too old to work for them. She fears that if she died today, it will not take too long until her children start dying of hunger one by one, because she's the only one who takes care of them. The second, she's also requesting people to help her get food to feed her children.
My name is Simeu Joseph.
32-year-old Simiru Joseph is the sixth in this family of 11 children. He says life was a bit easier before, as their father was alive and he could cooperate with their mother, and taking care of them was easy until 1994 when he passed away. He says the moment they lost their dad, life started getting worse day by day, and they found themselves doing things they never thought they would do, but for the sake of survival, like begging.
We have to go to the street so that we eat.
They all have to wake up, and after having breakfast, they quickly go on streets, sit down somewhere and beg. If a good Samaritan passes, they get some few coins which they bring to their mother, who uses it feeding them, and that's all they can help. But still, that's not enough, and it's not something they happily do. It's just that they have no any other option. Despite life struggles, the 32-year-old got married and is now a father to 3 kids. He also depends on his wife, who is the one that has to work and provide for the whole family. And that is a difficult task since she does not have a good earning job.
Majina naitwa kaka Wafula, ama Milton Wafula ukipenda.
This is brother Wafula, the 5th among 11 children, and he's 35 years old. He says they're all lucky that they still have their caring mother who does each and everything for them. He asks God to bless their mother and help her live a longer life. Though everything isn't going in their favor, he has a belief that one day tables will turn and they will live a better life.
Kwangu mimi sijaoa.
I personally have not married. How would I feed my wife? In brief, I have not yet got married because of life problems. Since I still depend on my mother, I cannot bring in a wife. That would be increasing the burden and forcing the mother to help both me and my wife, yet she's still struggling to take care of her family. 14-year-old Hilary Wafula is one of the youngest of all, or the second last born in his family. He says he can see how they struggle with life, mainly how the mom fails to provide fees and school materials on time. This family needs more support for them to survive and have a better life, since the mother cannot do it alone. You can contribute on the Giving Lives link, found in description and pinned in top comments. Thank you for watching. I'm Elijah and this is Afrimax English. Remember to subscribe.